Hello, friends. Today we are going to talk about the term lost generation. So, the basic questions that come to our minds are, what exactly is lost generation, and which writers are called lost generation? Lost generation is a group of American writers who came of age during World War I and established their literary reputations in the 1920s. It is also referred to as Jazz Era, a term coined by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The most notable writers of this era are Gertrude Stein, F. Scott Fitzgerald, T.S. Eliot, Ernest Hemingway, Archibald MacLeish. It is derived from a statement Gertrude Stein had overheard being said to a car mechanic. All of you young people who served in the war, you are all a lost generation. The lost generation writers were from the United States, but most of them moved to Paris, where they started a new literary movement that captured the spirit of the time. After experiencing the horrors of World War I, watching the government ignore its veterans, witnessing the job market change with the influx of immigrants, and witnessing the previous generation began to promote prohibition, they lost their faith in authority and government. So, the first one is Ernest Miller Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway was born in Oak Park, Illinois, on July 21, 1898. His father was a country physician. His mother was a religious woman, active in the church. During the First World War, he volunteered to serve in Italy as an ambulance driver with the American Red Cross. He suffered various injuries, so, for his bravery, he received the Silver Medal of Valor from the Italian government, one of the first Americans so honored. Hemingway's writing style was unique, it was semi-revolutionary. He stripped away everything he didn't need from a sentence or paragraph. Thus he was able to create a new way of writing dialogue and descriptions that got to the heart of the story much quicker. His most notable works are To Have and Have Not, Men Without Women, For Whom the Bell Tolls, The Sun Also Rises, and The Old Man and the Sea. The author committed suicide at the age of 61 on July 2, 1961, after a lifelong battle against depression, alcoholism and mental health issues. The next one is Francis Scott Key. Fitzgerald was born in St. Paul, Minnesota on September 24, 1896. He was named for Francis Scott Key, the lawyer and writer who penned the lyrics to The Star-Spangled Banner during the World War of 1812. When the United States entered World War I in 1917, Fitzgerald dropped out of Princeton and took a commission as a second lieutenant in the Army. Worried he might die in battle, he began frantically writing in his off hours in the hopes of leaving behind a literacy legacy. Fitzgerald's itinerant nature was due in part to his attempts to escape his hard partying lifestyle and find peace and quiet to write, but he also occasionally moved to cities where his mentally ill wife Zelda was being hospitalized. The macho Hemingway and the urbane Fitzgerald might seem like an odd pairing, but the two authors struck up a fast friendship after meeting in Paris in 1925. The literary titans drifted apart during the late 1920s, and Hemingway later bashed Fitzgerald in print on more than one occasion. Later, it was found that Scott had regretted breaking their friendship. His notable works are This Side of Paradise, The Beautiful and Damned, The Great Gatsby, Tender is the Night, and The Love of the Last Tycoon, unfinished. Lastly, we have Gertrude Stein was born in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, on February 3, 1874, to wealthy German Jewish immigrants. At the age of 3, her family moved first to Vienna and then to Paris. After moving to Paris, she embarked on a literary career that produced Tender Buttons and Three Lives, as well as work dealing with homosexual themes. She was a central figure in the Parisian art world. A bold experimenter and self-proclaimed genius, she rejected the linear, time-oriented writing characteristic of the 19th century for spatial, process-oriented, specifically 20th century literature. Stein helped shape an artistic movement that demanded a novel form of expression and a conscious break with the past. Stein was also a prolific art collector and the host of a salon that included expatriate writers Ernest Hemingway, Sherwood Anderson and Ezra Pound. A few of Stein's most influential works are The Making of Americans, How to Write, the autobiography of Alice B. Toklas, which was a bestseller, and Stanzas in Meditation and Other Poems. The Lost Generation made an impact on society because the writings that came out of this period showed the effects war has on people. These works of literature confirmed that most people affected by the war and its destruction were lost souls.